Let's kick this off and get it done right. If your calendar's full, but your life feels off, it's not because you're lazy. It's because you're letting emergencies and other people's expectations and priorities do the steering. And you can feel it every Sunday night when your chest tightens and there appears to be no good reason for it. So you got to ask yourself, who am I? I'm the guy who used to color code his week like a NASA launch plan or Microsoft project at work. But I still felt behind, married, working, trying to lead at home and with the kids and at church while pretending that I had it all handled. Spoiler alert, I didn't. You're carrying real weight, work pressure, life logistics, and church commitments, and it keeps turning you into a firefighter trying to put out small flames. You know what matters, but your day doesn't reflect it. Then you lie awake wondering if you're actually leading or just surviving. I remember sitting in my car after work on a couple occasions, not wanting to walk into the house because I had nothing left to give. I'm supposed to be present with my wife, patient with my kids, and steady in my faith. Instead, I'm mentally replaying meetings, checking emails, feeling guilty for both the worlds that I live in at once. That's the moment I realize I don't need more motivation. I need a plan that matches what I say and what I believe. What changes is having one written life plan that ties faith, family, career, finances, and church into a single direction you can actually run each week. You wake up clear, make decisions faster, and stop feeling like you're always one crisis away from falling behind. The goal isn't a perfect schedule. That's not it. It's a steady life. That's why it's called life planning. That's why I built the faith centered life planning blueprint. It works because it's not a productivity trick. It's a leadership framework that starts with who you are before God, then translates that into priorities that you could see on your calendar. Most guys try to fix the week without fixing the aim. This flips it. Aim first, then weekly execution, especially with simple checkpoints so you don't drift. At work, what you're going to see is you stop second guessing because your decision filter is written down. At home, you and your wife get on the same page instead of negotiating every week like it's a new argument with your kids. You lead with consistency, less snapping, more guidance, and spiritually, you build a rhythm that feels honest, not like you're performing for people. If you don't solve this, the pressure doesn't politely pause, it stacks up. Your marriage becomes a series of quick updates instead of real connection. Your kids get your leftovers, and then you wonder why they're distant or glued to screens. And the scariest part is realizing you're busy doing good things while the legacy you want to quietly slips out of reach. My breaking point isn't dramatic. No headline, no scandal, just a slow leak that finally floods the basement. I'm doing fine at work, showing up at church, providing at home, yet I feel hollow and reactive. One week I miss something important with my family because I'm handling a quick work issue that turns into a 3 or 4 hour mess. That night, I'm staring at the ceiling thinking, if this is leadership, why does it feel like I'm losing ground? I'm supposed to be out in front. That's when I start building a simple written blueprint that forces my real priorities to show up in my week, based on a planning process I wrote a book about years ago. One dad I work with, a director in the Midwest, tells me he's constantly putting out fires and snapping at home. Within 4 weeks of using the weekly reset rhythm, he's leaving work on time 3 days a week, and his wife says, "Hey, you're back." Another client, running a small business in the South, goes from vague goals to a clear 90-day plan. And he finally says no to a church commitment that was draining his family. He calls it the first guilt-free no I've said in years. The third guy, a manager with teens, rebuilds a simple family cadence. One weekly check-in, one date night, rhythm, one Sabbath guardrail, and he tells me his home feels calmer within a month. None of them become superhuman. They just stop living by default. The men I serve typically reclaim 5 to 7 hours a week within the first month by removing hidden time leaks and tightening decisions. Most complete a 1-page life plan and a 12-week execution map in the first 14 days. And the biggest measurable shift is consistency. A weekly planning completion rates that stay above 80% when accountability is in place. Accountability is key. I'm not here as a celebrity. I'm here as a practitioner who's built this for Christian working parents under real pressure. The framework is grounded in time-tested leadership principles. There's weekly review rhythms and faith-first decision-making that aligns with biblical stewardship. Excuse me on that one. If you're the kind of guy who wants something solid, not trendy, you'll feel that in this is how it is built. Inside the faith-centered life planning blueprint, you get a guided process to write your life plan, then turn it into a weekly operating system. We start with a clear picture of your roles: husband, father, leader, servant, and what winning looks like in each one. Then we build your priorities into a 12-week focus, so you're not trying to fix everything at once. You also get templates for weekly planning, decision filters, and a simple family leadership rhythm you can run without turning your home into a board meeting. And you get coaching and accountability, so you won't drift back down into the reaction mode that you've been living with up to this point in time. Here's what it looks like in real life. You sit down once a week, usually 30 to 45 minutes, and run the weekly leadership reset. You look at your calendar, look at your commitments, and the 5 core lanes: faith, marriage, kids, work, church. You choose a few high leverage actions, block them, and decide what you're not going to do. Then you walk into Monday already knowing what a good week means. I keep this small on purpose. Purpose is key because it requires real attention and follow through, not mass volume. When the coaching slots are full, they're full. And I won't cram more people in and dilute the support. Also, the guys who do best here are the ones who want to lead. They want to lead. So the community stays focused and serious. Before I tell you how to work with me, I want to give you a few tools you can use this week. If you apply even one of these, you'll feel the pressure drop. Guaranteed. Here are 3 core tips. Tip number 1, the Sunday night steering wheel. Most weeks feel chaotic because nobody is driving. Before Monday hits, your week needs a short leadership moment where you decide what matters before the world decides for you. This isn't about packing the calendar. It's about choosing 2 or maybe 3 outcomes that make you proud of how you showed up. That's the key. How'd you show up? When you do this, you stop waking up and immediately reacting. It's not what we want. We want to be acting. The actions to be taken tonight: set a timer for 20 minutes. Write 3 wins: 1 for your faith, 1 for your marriage or kids, and 1 for work. Then schedule them into real-time blocks before you go to bed. Get it set in your mind. Tip number 2, the 2-question decision filter. Decision fatigue is real, especially for mid-career leaders with families. When everything feels urgent, you need a filter that's faster than your emotions. I use 2 questions. Does this strengthen my primary mission and/or assignments? And what does this cost my home? Turns confusion into clarity, literally in seconds. And that's the goal. Get some clarity. The action to be taken for this tip: pick one decision you're avoiding right now, an extra project, a committee, a recurring commitment, something like that. Pick one, find out what it is. Answer the two questions on paper and write it down on paper. Don't do it in your head. If the cost is high and the mission fit is low, draft a polite no in one paragraph, send it. Tip number 3, the 15-minute marriage alignment. A lot of tension isn't conflict, it's misalignment. You and your wife are running two different mental calendars, physical calendars sometimes, and then you collide midweek. A short, consistent check-in restores unity and removes the "I thought you had it" frustration. It also lowers the emotional temperature in the house, their home, because everyone senses that leadership is shared between you. What action do you need to take? Ask your wife for 15 minutes this week. Phones down, no kids in the room. Share your top 3 priorities for the next 7 days and ask for hers. End by choosing one small win you'll do together, like a walk, a date night plan, or a simple bedtime routine shift. That's what things you need to be looking at. Now let's continue. These 3 tips help you feel like there's a little bit of relief. Imagine what the full blueprint will do, all written out, customized for your life, and supported with accountability. That's the difference between a good week and new direction. Let me show you what that looks like. Quick gut check. When you picture the next 90 days, do you see momentum or more scrambling? Are you leading your home with intention or hoping things calm down on their own? Be honest, because honesty is where change starts. Also with purpose. It's another key. I only open a limited number of consult spots each month because I'm hands-on with the men I work with. If you're watching this during a heavy season in your life, waiting usually doesn't make it lighter. It just makes it louder. So if you want help building your plan, do it while you still have the energy to implement it with purpose. That's the key, with purpose. Here's the offer. Book a free life plan clarity call with me. We'll map what's exactly driving your stress, identify the priorities, and outline a simple weekly operating system that you can run. If it's a fit, I'll invite you into the faith-centered life planning blueprint, and you'll also get the weekly leadership reset, so you can start immediately. Here's some 4 steps to success. Step number 1, write your one-page faith-centered life plan so your priorities are visible and specific. Many business people know this. Step 2, build a 12-week execution map that turns the life plan into weekly targets, longer term. Step 3, install the weekly leadership reset to plan, protect, and review your week in under 45 minutes. This is where you start getting your time back. Step 4, add accountability and course correction so you stay steady when work and family pressures spike. Accountability is key. Got to get that ARA triangle clear. And recapping, here's what we covered. The real issue isn't effort, it's living with a written plan that guides decisions. Decision making is key. You get 3 practical tools to lower the chaos this week. And you saw how the blueprint turns faith-first priorities into executable weekly rhythms. Book your free life plan clarity call now. Pick a time that works. Show up, be honest, and we'll get you clear. You don't need another pep talk. You need a path. Got to have a plan you can see. The life plan clarity call is free and it's focused. You bring your real life, your workload, your family dynamics, church commitments, and I help you sort it into a clean plan of attack. If you choose to join the faith-centered life planning blueprint afterwards, I'll walk you through building your written life plan, your 12-week map, and your weekly leadership reset system. That reset system will have accountability in it. The investment for the blueprint is shared on the call after we confirm it's a fit for your goals and for your season and purpose in life. Before I move on, I want to talk to 3 bonuses you will also get. Bonus number 1, you'll get the weekly reset template pack so you can run your week with accountability and make it repeatable. And it's a checklist for you. Bonus number 2, the family rhythm builder guide for marriage alignment, kid leadership, and a simple Sabbath guardrail. Bonus number 3, the decision filter. This is what we need to make decisions on. It's a worksheet to cut second guessing and speed up hard calls. That's what we need. If you're not ready to talk yet, grab the weekly leadership reset and run it for the next 2 weeks. Then come back and book the call when you feel the difference. Because you will. You'll feel the difference when you start to work it. Here's what I guarantee on the Life Plan Clarity call. You will leave with a clear diagnosis of what's keeping you reactive, putting out fires. You'll have a simple next step plan you can execute within 7 days. If you don't feel it was useful, tell me at the end and I'll stay on until you do. No awkwardness, no arguing. It's real. I've lived it. I know it. This is bigger than time management. This is about becoming the steady, faith-led man your home can lean on. People need that. They need to lean on you. Book your free Life Plan Clarity call and let's build your next season on purpose. Don't wait for the next crisis to force it. Reset. Choose it now. You might be thinking, I don't have time for this. That's exactly why you need it, because you don't have the time in your schedule now. Because the current approach is stealing your time in tiny pieces all week. Or maybe something like, my situation is too complicated. Well, that's good. Complex lives need simple frameworks, not more mental clutter. Or you may be wondering, is this really spiritual or just planning? The truth is, stewardship is spiritual. Leading your home with clarity honors God far more than constant exhaustion does. After we work together, you're not guessing what to do next. You're executing a plan that matches your faith and your responsibilities within your different roles. Your wife feels the unity because you're initiating instead of reacting. Your kids experience a calmer dad who follows through, and you carry a quieter confidence at work because your yes and no finally have a backbone. After you book, you'll get a short intake so I understand your work demands, family rhythms, and church church loads that you may have before we talk. On the call, we'll pinpoint the main pressure points, the drift, and draft your first version of the weekly plan during that. We can run that immediately. Then we'll get a sense of where we can go deeper in the blueprint and include what that support looks like. And you can decide without getting pushed. Either way, you'll leave with clarity on the next move. The faith-centered life planning blueprint is for men who want alignment, not noise. It gives you a written direction that connects faith, family, career, finances, and service so that you can lead with consistency. That's the key, consistency. You stop living by accident and reaction and start building a legacy that holds up when pressure hits. That's the whole point. You're going to have pressure. So how do you react to it? Go book your free life plan clarity call now. Choose a time, lock it in, show up ready to be real. I'll help you get a plan you can run next week, not someday, next week. If you're waiting until life slows down, I need to tell you the truth. Usually doesn't. A better move is building a structure that works even when things are heavy and they get noisy and loud. Distracting is bad. I limit how many calls I take because I protect the time for clients. Me personally, I'm actively supporting. If you see an opening on the calendar, grab it. The next slot might not be there tomorrow. You're not just trying to be efficient. You're trying to be faithful with what you've been doing and also be faithful with what you've been given. Your family deserves a present, steady leader. Your work deserves a clear-headed decision maker. And your church needs men who can serve with strength, not a depleted attitude. Book the Life Plan Clarity call, put it on the calendar. Let's get you leading on purpose this week. With that, God bless. I look forward to hearing from you.